when it comes to founders, you mentioned your friend, the AI business, that the first thing that he told you that he's going to find a co-founder, a tech co-founder to enter to the journey with it. And before that, you also mentioned the values, the personal values that people is carrying, that if they should embody the philosophy that they're talking about, they should really know their shit. And that makes me wonder how someone who's watching it right now want to start a business and looking for somebody or have somebody already, but still don't know whether or not it's a good card to play and do some co-founding business with his friend or someone else, how they need to like evaluate all this and have some clear understanding whether or not do it or not.
Finding a co-founder is like dating. It is exactly dating, just not romantically, because you have to live with them. Essentially, you're slipping a ring on your co-founder's finger once you start that first LLC. You are married to them through thick and thin. You know, I'm not good at that sort of thing. I'm not married, so you know, I don't have experience saying that. You're essentially marrying them, and which is why the dating phase is so important. In relationships, a lot of people are quick to jump into a relationship and just try and figure it out or go get married after they just meet someone. That's typically what happens with founders. They meet someone and then they immediately get married. They basically walk to the courthouse, run to the courthouse, and get married. Which is not the way to approach this. Before I ever get in bed with anyone for business, I have to know them for a long time now. I am tried and tested. I have had bad experiences with co-founders. Sometimes you figure out over time their values do not align with yours. Or maybe they're A, manipulative, or B, they're just not compatible. So I think it starts with the values, right? And I'm not your dating coach.
No.
I promise. But here, let me tell you, I'm not your dating coach, but your values got to align with your partner. Yeah. That's the first thing, right? If you believe it, you know, X, Y, Z, they should believe in that, or at least respect your beliefs on that, where it's not a deal breaker, where you could break up over that. Second, you have, in at least not dating, but in business, you need to have some sort of complementary skill sets. You want to have the bad cop and the good cop. That's how I do business with people. You know, I'm typically the bad guy, though.
So you're the bad cop.
Yeah, I'm the bad cop. And sometimes we have other people who are the good cops that, you know, don't scare people as much. You know, I'm a scary guy. I've tried to tell you this many times. I'm a scary guy when it comes to business. You know, let me tell you about how scary I am, too. When someone starts to work with me, they sometimes get scared. I have a level of execution that we need to meet, and I'll mentor and coach people to get them there. Most of the people that have worked for me in the past, I have pushed them, I have elevated them, I have made them great, and it's tough. It's a rough process.
That's part of a journey.
Of course it is. It's part of their journey. And here's the thing. They want to continue their journey with me after I push them so hard. A lot of it is because I care, right? That's why, right? I think great leadership is genuinely caring about someone and pushing them to be better. And that's the same thing in relationships, too. Think about it. And it's not just the business partners, it's the people that work for you.
Yeah.
And I call it a team effort for that reason. Well, maybe it's one and the same. Your partners, you work with your partners, you work with your team. And this is why a lot of the times in pitch decks, what a red flag that nobody really talks about is when you have the team slide on your deck, and if you have the CEO this big, the CTO this big, and then underneath it you have other team members in a much smaller design, it said a little something about your organization. Subconsciously, it says, well, maybe your team's a little bit inferior to you. That's not the case. And that's why in all of my kick stacks, for anything that we've ever built, everybody's the same size. Everybody is equal. And that's how we should treat it. And that's also how we should treat relationships, too. In friendships, everybody's equal. Nobody's better. I'm not better than anyone. I promise you that. I'm just some average guy from America who does a thing here or there.